we have a new hotfix patch for Overwatch, and this is to address some of the pain points of what's going on right now. Honestly, I have a lot to say, but I haven't seen the patch notes yet. So let's take a look at it together, see what they've done, and discuss it a little bit. So first of all, we can already see Tracer. Tracer has been nerfed. Okay, damage has gone down to 5.5 from 6. Okay, guys, I'm gonna keep it realistic. Tracer has been getting a bit too silly lately, especially at the higher ends level of play. Like once you enter like Diamond 3, Tracer gets a bit out of control, and against the new 225 HP pools, which I do think they want to slowly transition to with other characters, and they're like taking it step by step. I think Tracer was a bit too strong. Like seriously, even I was playing Tracer in rank the other day, and I jumped on a Juno and I just evaporated her HP bar. It was insane. She was just gone. I blinked and she was gone. Get it? That was a funny joke. If you don't laugh, it's your problem, not mine. Anyway, so good Tracer nerf. This was sadly needed with how strong Tracer has been lately, and other things in the game have been tuned down. So this is fine. I don't like the fact that none of the tanks are in here. Like usually tanks come first and then damage. So I don't like the tanks not here, but I'll come back to tanks a little bit later. Support. Oh boy. So Illari's solar rifle. Oh god. Okay. So the solar rifle's maximum damage has been reduced from 75 to 70, and minimum damage has gone down from 25 to 20. Oh, no pylon nerfs. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna say this about somebody who's an Illari enjoyer, but not a pylon enjoyer. I think anybody who enjoys Illari, I enjoy Illari a lot. Anybody who enjoys Illari, we all fundamentally agree, we just really love the way she shoots and heals, because it is the most proactive thing that they've ever added in the game since Ana. Somewhat. And at least for supports. And the problem is that whenever it comes to nerfing Illari, they approach her solar rifle rather than the pylon, because they believe that, well, pylon's the part of the identity. But I feel like this is where you need to trust your community in understanding that pylon is something that's really unhealthy for the game and promotes really bad playstyles. The problem with nerfing Illari's solar rifle over here is you're forcing Illari players to play more heal bot like playstyle, because their ability to get picks will be even worse. I understand that this is probably an adjustment because they're thinking about the 225 HP pools, but there's only a handful of characters that have gone to 225. It's not like a lot of characters went to 225, and this also makes it so that Illari has an even harder time fighting tanks, because dude, Illari cannot fight tanks, especially dive tanks. Like Winston, D.Va run over Illari for free. It's actually sad how well they can dive and delete her. At least in my games and my experience, that's what I've been seeing. So Illari nerf is nice, but in my personal opinion, wrong direction. I would nerf pylon and let her maintain power in her rifle. Again, why do we always approach the proactive parts of a support kit and not the stuff that is basically playing the game for you? I think support would be a much more healthier role if we decided to improvise on proactivity rather than, okay, just sit there, AFK heal bot, react to what they do, and keep playing the game. Because now all this means is if you're not getting picked as a Illari, just heal bot on her, build your big sunrise explosion, captive sun, I think, and then just go up in the sky, like mark 5 people and let your team blow them up. Like, I don't like that direction for her. I'm willing to try this out and see how it feels. Maybe it doesn't feel that bad, but in just my opinion, I wouldn't have touched solar rifle and gone for the pylon. I think everybody fundamentally agrees pylon is where the problem is. Everybody doesn't mind the solar rifle and the stuff like that. So whatever. Juno. Oh, I really hope these are buffs, because Juno's really bad right now. So Juno, there's some, oh wow, so they didn't put developer comments, but they put developer comments for Juno. So they said, while Juno's damage output for Mediblaster is increased, her healing output is unchanged. Wait, what? So Mediblaster's damage went up to 8. Wait, is that it? Oh no, there's more. Glide boost, cooldown reduced from 8 to 6. Okay, so here's Juno's problem. Juno is by far the most balanced designed support they've ever created. And the problem with that is she's in a game right now where a lot of shit has been power crept. Juno is pathetically easy to kill. Like, seriously, she's pathetically easy to kill. Tracer jumps on her, Winston jumps on her, D.Va jumps on her, Genji jumps on her, Moira jumps on her, Lucio jumps on her, even your fucking Malmercy jumps on her. Juno is not surviving. So Juno is in a lot of trouble. Her damage is really weak. I hope this is good. I'm gonna play Juno today and see how this feels. I don't like the direction that they have gone with Juno's rebalancing and redistributing her power. Like I said, I don't think initial Juno was OP. This is something that I would like for them to re-explore. I'm willing to give this a chance and willing to give this a shot. because this might actually feel really good on Juno. And if all is said and done and things don't work out, please just let Juno headshot. Please just let Juno headshot. I don't think it's gonna be broken or something like that. Just let the girl headshot. Like, she's a pretty damn fair support, and she cannot even heal herself. Like, she's the first support who has no way of legitimately taking care of herself in terms of increasing her own HP, but she's by far the most fair support that they've ever made. She's just all about moving around and doing healing. Like, it's kind of sad when you think about it. And most of the time, your glide boost and, like, you know, your speed ring, it benefits you more than it actually benefits your team. So it's just, it's sad, because that means she's not going to be able to replace Lucio, at least in my opinion. Maybe like 1 or 2, 3 maps she can work with a rush comp. I don't know, maybe I might be wrong. It's too early to say. But I personally think the problem with Juno is, like, unlike Lucio, like, Lucio has really good survivability and really good uptime with what he's able to bring with his utility. Problem with Juno is that she's super limited. So hope to see that get changed up a little bit. Personally, like, I will give my final thoughts on what I would like to see changed. Obviously, tanks are not in here, which is a little bit disappointing, so I want to give my thoughts on tanks. Okay, I'm going to try and be fair and objective to what the team wanted from 5v5 tanks, but I will also draw the line on where I think it's oppressive. The first thing that I want to say is that buffing up tankiness, as they like to call it, on certain characters is fine. It's where other characters that didn't necessarily need it feel a little bit more oppressive. Arguably, the one where this is being felt the most right now is D.Va. D.Va got a big buff to her tankiness and also to her damage output, and she legitimately can win every 1v1 right now against the Squishy. It's sad how insanely powerful she is. And in my personal opinion, if they want to give D.Va the ability to be really good at 1v1ing, since she's been by far the worst tank to transition into 5v5, all you have to do to okay, so make D.Va like a little bit more glass cannony and put more emphasis on her matrix, right? Don't put so much emphasis on armor. D.Va's biggest frustration point right now is she has too much armor, and there's very few characters that can do a good job of beaming her down. It's legit just Zarya in Symmetra and occasionally Moira who can help out too, or maybe a Zenyatta with Discord Orb. But yeah, other than that, like, 95% of the cast can really struggle against D.Va. So in my opinion, D.Va's armor really needs to get looked at. Doom is fine, and honestly, he's in a really... I would actually argue he's in a really awkward and bad spot right now. Against all the new beefier tanks, and arguably the way the game is changing, it's just not looking good for Doomfist right now, at least in my experience and from what I've seen and what I've played with him. I just feel like he's struggling, he doesn't have enough damage, he doesn't have... like, he's just hopping around. You're just legitimately trying to waste time and stall out points after trying to capture them. So he's fine. I don't think Doom needs changes. Queen is fine. Mauga's fine. I don't think Mauga's out of control. When Defense Matrix got the nerf, I was worried that Mauga might make a comeback, but honestly, Mauga still suffers from some of the changes, I think, in the game. So I would say just leave him be. I think this is one character that you genuinely cannot let come back into the game, as much as I hate to say it. Orisa, and this is a hot take, I think Orisa is back. I think Orisa is coming back, and I think a lot of people just don't realize it yet, because D.Va, Zarya, and Winston are very strong right now. And people don't like to play Orisa, so she's like... And this is where I'm getting scared, because Ram and Ryan are really good. I don't think Ram and Ryan need any nerfs to their armor. Maybe Ram can lose a bit of armor in Nemesis. Ryan is fine, he feels the same. I think Ryan was the biggest winner with all the changes. He's actually a very good A-tier tank. Roadhog is pretty decent. Like, he's fine, he has his places, and he's niche like Mauga, and that's where these two should be. Sigma's fine, Sigma's the most balanced tank in this game. Winston, okay, I'm gonna be the one to drop this hot take. I think Winston's way too strong. I think D.Va is strong, and right behind her is Zarya, and then right behind Zarya, it's Winston. Winston's bubble can feel like a massive slog to shoot down, and sometimes even dueling him as any character that isn't Reaper or Roadhog or even Mauga, it just feels like that armor makes Winston unkillable, and a good Winston is legitimately unkillable. And if you guys don't know what that feels like, I dare you to play 10 games of support into a Winston and just... oh my god, it's unreal how strong Winston is. So, personally, Ball is fine, like, you know, he's just existing, and Zarya, okay. I like the Zarya changes. I personally think, like, we have to pick one. Do we give her bubbles more HP, or do we increase the bubble uptime? I think giving her both was too much, so I would nerf one of those things. Winston, I would maybe drop his armor and barrier HP just a little bit. I don't think he'll be guttered this way. Like, Winston's always going to be good in the current game environment, especially with the health pools going down as well, so I think it's okay. And then D.Va, in my personal opinion, needs to lose the armor. I don't mind her keeping the ability to actually, have good dual potential, since she is by far the worst tank to transition into 5v5. So I would rather that they make her somewhat of a glass cannon like tank, where, once she's set up and comes in, she can blow you up and do some things, but there's a window of opportunity to being able to punish bad diva players that like burn Matrix, and once that armor goes down, she'll evaporate. So I really would like to see that. On a quick side note though, I really hope they are monitoring Life Fever, because I do think Life Fever might be a bit strong. I wouldn't say he's meta, but I would definitely say maybe an underrated pick in certain game modes and certain maps. I will say, if you're really good at his movement, he's very good in Clash. At least that's what I've been experiencing in some scrims and some ranked games. He's I've been rating him high for the past few seasons, but now it's really beginning to show. Those changes in the game were really good. So looking forward to seeing that, and I hope Juno performs, because she's my favorite support other than Illari in the Overwatch 2 era. So yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on the hotfix? What do you think? Who do you think they need to nerf? Who do you think they need to buff? Let me know in the comments down below. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next video.